You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5. Welcome back to the weekly Betoota Advocate Weekly Bulletin.
Comes out weekly.
My name's Clancy Overall. I'm joined by Errol Parker and Wendall Hussey. And we've just finished our media run. I don't think we actually have finished. We've got 2 more episodes to go on the Paramount Plus production that we've just released, the Betoota Advocate Presents. Yeah, a bit going on. Got to meet a few different journos, didn't we?
Rub shoulders with those Sydney elites, the media elites down there.
Mm-hmm. David Campbell.
I got to ride in some out roads.
Yeah, we got to
ride on some fast cars.
With some,
I'll tell you what was on the way there to that to the premiere. We're in those very loud hot rods. As we were heading down that road in Randwick, there was a bloke there with his 2 kids, and his kids seemed interested in the car, so they're like, oh, cool. Then when we took off from the lights, the driver gave it an absolute bootful, and these kids looked like they'd been struck by lightning, and this dad looked not very amused. He was like, mate, why?
Electric cars don't make that sound down there.
His kids were screaming. He's obviously on his way to bloody Harris Farm or whatever those bastards eat around there or something.
Well, I think it's funny to think that kid will never learn how to drive.
Yeah.
No, or
he just wants to hear that.
He's never going to know what it's like to drive a car with some fucking grunt.
Never going to learn to drive stick either.
Drive a fucking V8.
Drive a plane, ride a horse, fuck my woman.
Andrew Broad. Fuck, he's
that
a
is a
blast from
quote
the
from
past.
Andrew Broad there for anybody who's not aware.
Oh, yeah. Hey, baby, as I run my strong hand down your back and whisper in your ear, g'day, mate.
He just got a big promotion. Leave the guy alone.
He just got a big promotion, but, you know.
No, that's when he said those things.
Yeah,
he just received
He's a country boy. He's a country boy, though. He knows how to ride a horse, fly a plane, and fuck his woman.
He definitely doesn't know how to fly a plane.
No, he absolutely does not know how to fly a plane.
When he was fucking messaging his fucking cam girl on Wicker.
No, he wanted to be a sugar daddy. No, but there's one thing in that whole thing that I can kind of respect him for, is that he was like, you know what? There's no coming back from this. Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
He didn't write it out.
I'm going to resign from the front bench, and I'm just going to ride it out until the election, and then just leave.
That's dignity and grace in politics.
Hey, baby, I got a really big promotion today.
I mean, at least he has a sense of shame, where these bastards in Parliament now have no shame.
Yeah. Well, they've just called a Cold War too. Like they were clearly trying to like create this big thing last week with like Labor's actually the party of abusers, and then it backfired spectacularly on the Liberals, and they actually lost a senator. And now I think they've just called a Cold War because so much of those old guys in both sides of the party, like they could just keep Me Tooing each other until
it's an arms race where nobody wins.
Yeah, like they'll Me Too each other to the fucking end. Anyway, what's in the news today, Wendell?
Well, speaking of cold, we've got a story about the change in seasons, and winter is well and truly here, as "fuck it's cold" has become the official greeting of the nation.
Yes, conveyed in person or over the phone, the majority of the nation is expected to confirm it is fucking cold at least several times a day for those who can't really handle anything less than 18 degrees, aka Queenslanders.
The exception to this rule is, however, our local dads, who have agreed that it's a frosty one, but prefer to downplay the dramatics by simply stating that the cold has, got some bite to it. Or, it's a bit nippy.
Bit more understated. Regional news with a national twist now, and a 79-year-old doctor in an asbestos-fucked bush hospital has revealed that he's quite surprised the Indigenous voice is the top concern for the National Party.
Yes, an ageing medical professional who has forsaken retirement to continue to selflessly help people in the bush. He's this week spoken of his surprise to learn about the number one federal issue occupying all of the manpower and political capital of his elected representatives.
Yes, he's not talking about the blatant underfunding of his hospital or general services in his area, but the Indigenous voice to Parliament, something which is apparently deserving of every Liberal and National politician's full attention. Dr. Hannett from a shire the size of Tasmania in western New South Wales says he's feeling pretty confused that the voice is their number one concern, because his number one concern is breaking a hip when one of these Harold Holt era ceiling tiles collapses from the roof.
Yeah, well, maybe he can take it up with Mark Colton.
Sounds just like another woke warrior to me. Staying on medical news now, and sorry, don't have any info on that. Just go on the pill, says doctor to every single woman with a gynecological issue.
Yes, this is something I've actually experienced personally myself. A Betoota Heights woman has learnt the hard way that there's really not a lot of research when it comes to gynecological care. After forking out a few $100s to see a gynecologist after her PCOS symptoms.
Well, Clancy, there's a few of the conservative young men in our comments section who would agree with you on that. But hoping to receive some advice about medical conditions and treatments available to her, 26-year-old Zoe Devens was informed that probably she needs to consider taking some pain relief more regularly. And that was after learning that the doctor she went to wasn't really up to date on things like PCOS and endo, and that he'd just recommend going on the pill to control all of her pesky hormones. Very useful.
I mean, look, 26 years old, she's doing pretty good, I reckon. She's got a diagnosis of PCOS and endo within probably 6 or 7 years there. I don't know what she's complaining about.
You know that if you have a pregnancy over the age of 35, the medical term for it is a geriatric pregnancy.
Did you know that...
That's so crook.
But these doctors, these old codgers view like endo as like Lyme disease? Like they don't really want to...
It's just bad periods, some of them.
Yeah.
And it's funny because some of them are against the contraceptive pill as well, but they recommend it when it's curing.
Well, that's my
PCOS.
doctor is a good Catholic.
But I believe it's 7 or 8 years is the average time to get a diagnosis for those things. So.
I feel sorry for these Sheilas. Anyway, keep moving.
Right. We'll move on to a sports story to wrap up the week. And a city worker has this week been written up for yelling, "Get a fucking dog up ya, you fucking pommy prick," in his English co-worker's ear hole this week. That was after the famous Ashes victory on Wednesday morning.
Yes, an old city district legal practitioner has attracted the ire of his firm's HR department this week after he took time to abuse every English white-collar refugee employed in the Betoota office.
Shortly before 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning at the Remienko Avenue offices of Rim, Job and Associates, lawyer Dennis Mulligan walked over to his English colleague and screamed in his face. As one of the HR professionals explained to us later, Mr. James might be a silly pommy fuck, but you just can't yell at someone and expect it not to end up on our desk.
Well, we've done it in our office and we'll continue to do it. Get that up you stupid fucking pommy fucks. You don't get cricket. You just don't get it.
Hey, they won. They actually did win.
Yeah, if you listen to that, like, extremely unpleasant, weird guy that coaches them from New Zealand.
Yeah. Biz.
They actually won.
Yeah, cricket was the winner and they were also the winners, even though they lost. It's all very confusing.
Fucking stupid poms. Anyway, that's all from us this week. Thank you for tuning in to the Betoota Advocate Weekly Bulletin.
Yeah, if it's so good in Bristol, then why are you in Betoota?
Yeah. Also, watch our show on Paramount Plus. It's a really good streaming service. You can also watch South Park. Bye.